Here we are.
Hi.
We're here. Now we're just waiting for Instagram to decide if it's going to play nice with us today.
It says
It
it's live.
is. Yay.
Hi, Instagram. Hello, Book of Faces. How is everyone? Is there anyone here?
We have these for sale now, guys. You can buy your own well shit cup. Here we show Instagram. You can buy your own well shit cup.
Yep.
Pimping out the cup. It's my pimp cup. Just needs some bedazzling.
That's what's missing, the bedazzling.
Mm-hmm. The new pimp cups just needs some gems and bedazzling, and there we go.
I'll work on it.
All right, so tonight's topic, sacred symbols and their meanings.
Yay.
Ching, we need sound effects.
We do need sound effects.
Oh, let me not step on things.
I didn't put the sound effects app on my new phone yet. I'll work on that. I'll add it to my list.
Your list of things to do?
Yeah.
It's only this big, right?
If you're stacking pages, yeah.
It's accordion folded?
Yeah, it's a...
Yes.
I'm working on a dictionary of list of things to do.
All right. So
All
I think
right,
we
so
got a few people going.
Zachariah, Butterscotch Sucks. Hello.
Guys. We got Sandy. Hey, Sandra. Oh, Sandra loves the mug. You too can get your own well shit mug, Sandra.
We got some other ones over there too. Like, despite the look on my face, you're still talking. That's my personal favorite.
I think the next one is the shh, nobody cares.
Shh, nobody cares.
That might be my next one.
And I hope you step on a Lego. I need to take that one to work with me.
Yes. Yes.
But yeah, there's some fun new mugs. There's a couple cauldron mugs now for sale. So you'll have to stop in, check them out. Hi, Colleen. We're just chilling here today.
Yeah. So we're going to go over some sacred symbols. So if you guys have questions on certain symbols, we have things to look up things for you.
Books.
Yes, because the book nerds and us love books.
We do. We love books.
We met over books.
We did.
Fun little fact.
That's our bond that ties our
craziness together.
Yeah. I can't talk today. It's going to make it hard to tell you about symbols.
Oh, thanks for sharing, Sandra. So if anybody watching, if there's a certain symbol you'd like us to look up for you, give you some history, we can definitely do that for you. We'll go over some, kind of basic common ones that you see in a lot of metaphysical stores, a lot.
Or just in general, in life.
Yeah.
Because, there's symbols and icons, and
the difference between the two.
The difference between the two. Symbols represent something, and an icon is almost like a direct picture of the thing.
Right. So it's like having the actual picture of Christ versus the crucifix.
Exactly. Or like, a picture of a television set or a telephone. So, like call on your phone, how do you know to call? It's a little phone handle, even though the phones don't look like that anymore. But apparently kids have caught on that that's what that means.
I think my son is the telephone and then the real pissed off face, because that usually means I've been trying to get a hold of him and he's too busy gaming to answer the phone.
Oh, see, I just hammer, hey, over and over and over and over until my son pays attention to me. But, okay, so other symbols. We might as well just like dive right in. There's symbols from so many different things. You have...
I'm going to play with Instagram while you're talking.
Alchemy symbols. You have symbols that were ancient language symbols. Hobo symbols. If you ever have time,
Instagram,
look up hobo symbols. And then you'll start seeing them in the real world everywhere.
So much better.
It is better. It's friggin' amazing, the symbols that are everywhere once you start.
Like this house is safe.
This house is safe. This place will feed you. You can rest here. You can get whatever here. It's very complex. I was quite amazed when I really started looking into hobo symbols. But I mean, most ancient languages or ancient civilizations have symbols. And And the one symbol that seems to be in common with all of them is the swastika, which until Hitler meant, what did it mean? It meant peace, creation, fertility. It meant the world because it kind of looks like it's spinning. Let's see, I have a graphic here of what it looked like in different countries, and I don't know if I can make that. Ooh, too big. Okay, let's see if I can get it on camera now. All right, so can anybody see that? You have it in Jewish, Greek, from Bali, the Celtics, Japan, Islam, Tibet, Malta, the Hopi Indians. Just about everybody has used that symbol throughout time.
Before the Nazis came in, gave it a bad rap.
And the reason the Nazis adopted it was they were doing a lot of archaeology, hence the Indiana Jones movies. And they were doing an excavation in Turkey, on the coast of Turkey, and they found a city, a temple, and that symbol was everywhere. And that was when they chose to adopt it.
They were also, they had a lot of metaphysical stuff that they were doing too.
Oh, they did. They were looking for a lot of crazy stuff. So yeah, I mean, the swastika is fascinating in its own right. In Buddhism, it's called Wan, and it means the auspicious one. It's actually a reference to Buddha himself. In Finland, the Finnish, it is the Women's Cross of Freedom, which I thought was fascinating as a woman. In Japan, it's called Manji, which means enormous luck and protection. Not just a little, enormous. Luck and protection.
Not just a smidge.
In Hindu, it represents Ganesha, which is creation and manifestation. The Greeks equate it with math because, of course, they're Greek. It represents the golden ratio or architectural perfection to the Greeks.
Well, that makes sense why the Nazis would want it, because they felt that they were the perfect race.
Right. Well, they believed that it was representing a hint at an Aryan race already, and so they stole it. They were nuts.
Couldn't come up with their own shit.
Right. They couldn't come up with their own stuff. But like other symbols you can see every day, like crowns, flags, uniforms, companies, McDonald's, who doesn't recognize the golden arches, purses, Michael Kors, your clothes, just their symbols are everywhere. We live in a world full of symbols, and some of them mean more than others.
Right.
And that's why we're here today, to talk about some of them. Where do you want to start?
Does anybody have any symbols or what's another word?
Icons.
That you want us to look up for you, give some history, the meaning. We got plenty of reference material.
We do.
And we like going through books. Makes the book nerds in us happy, deliriously happy. Give me a reason to read, people.
Okay, does anybody know what this is?
Rock on. No.
Yeah, I mean, but what is it?
What is it?
What is it?
Love.
It's called the Devil's Horns, which is why it's associated with rock music, because we're all going.
It's supposed to ward off.
But yeah, Buddha used it to expel demons and remove obstacles, such as illness or negative thoughts. So,
and in a lot of Italian lore, if you're in Italy and if somebody thinks that you're giving them the side eye or kind of giving them anything negative, it's not uncommon for them to do this at you because they're sending it back. So a little judgy, but it was more of a protection and more of a, but go rock and roll, go heavy metal.
Yes. Speaking of Italy and Greece, we have the Greek eye. No. And what's that for?
Similar. The eye sees everything, stops negative, stops it, keeps it from coming in. The all-seeing eye, the evil eye.
Started off on boats. They put it on the bow of the boat, and it's actually called a bow eye. and it was supposed to see danger
Mhm.
before the boats ran into it. And then people started adopting it, putting it into their homes and other things to ward off danger and evil. So there you go. One Greek eye. I love this one. It's glass. It's really sweet.
It's pretty heavy.
It's pretty heavy. I know. And it's only $10. I think my next door neighbor would love it. A crazy Greek lady who lives next door to me.
She needs her eye.
She needs her eye. Oh, see, and here it is again in this great feather dream catcher. I love it. I'm surprised she still has these. I think these are fantastic. I think I'm going to put one on my front door. But
The Nikki pile.
the Nikki pile. We're putting that in the Nikki pile. All right, what's our next symbol?
All right.
Pick one. I'm ready for you. Go. My hair is doing its own thing today, people. I don't know. It is angry. I have angry hair.
Oh, you want me to pick?
Yeah, you
I was
pick.
I'm like, hey
Pick one.
guys, give us what do you want?
Well, nobody's saying anything. You people are too quiet today.
So similar to the eye, we have the hand.
Hamza.
We have the Hamza and the Fatima hand. One's upright, one's reversed.
And what's that mean?
They're very similar to the eye. Different traditions, a lot of Middle East and Turkey. Whoop, turn it the right way.
So this isn't, it's not Hindu or Buddhist? It's
well, and it's in different traditions. So,
okay.
So I'm like Middle East, that whole kind of area. And I think even in some of the Jewish traditions, I believe.
The back of this one says, I am protected. You probably
Yes.
can't see that on camera, but that is what it says. It is very cute.
But it's a very similar to the eye. The eye kind of like, talk to the hand. This is a stops, see. Sometimes you'll see the eye in the hand. Does that one have the eye in the middle in the palm? No.
No, it's got a mandala in it.
Yeah. So very similar, but that's why you see these hands a lot.
Mandalas are in the sacred geometry. It falls under sacred numbers. That's a whole nother crazy thing if you really want to get into it.
Oh, you get into the Fibonacci spiral and the
Yeah.
amount of universes in between each thing.
It's
and
great. It's fascinating to read, but it is kind of consuming.
You'll get down a long and deep rabbit hole. Even in those the purple books, I think Colleen has a copy of them, The Ancient Secret of the Flower of Life, talking about the infinite in between, not only in the spiral, but like even in the music sequence, like the infinite amount of universes in between everything. Yes.
Yeah, that's too much for me. Speaking of universes, Om, and you can spell that AUM or OM.
Mhm.
Either way is correct technically, depending on where you are. So the Om symbol, well, it's not, it represents the word Om, which is the word that created the universe according to the Buddhists. It is the
Nice.
sacred word. Om is the seed of all that's divine. In mantras, it's powerful words or sounds, or the most powerful. So you would say it before and after the word that you want to put the most emphasis on. I guess it's like us doing quotes. Yeah, Om it's a primeval sound, and it is the divine word that created the universe, and all those ones in between on the spiral created all those universes too. So the Om symbol is very, very powerful. There are actually two Om symbols. This is one. The other one looks more like this 3 here with another little extension piece that comes off the top. But this is probably the most common one that you see everywhere.
You usually associate a lot with like meditation work.
Well, it better be important meditation work because you're putting the emphasis on whatever it is. You know?
Right.
You're using a sacred word. There are magical alphabets. Nobody's saying anything. Magical alphabets. Okay, I'll pull it up.
Next.
I knew of this. I didn't realize that I had a book with them in it. So that worked out pretty well. And I wrote alphabets. Here we go. Okay, so these are, this one's angelic and celestial. I don't know if you can see that. This one is Enochian.
That's a whole other fun topic to start getting down into, Enochian magic. And
This one here is the writing of the Magi.
I haven't played with that one too much.
I haven't either, but it looks like one of the easier ones. And then I think you should pronounce what this alphabet is.
The Ogum.
The Ogum. What's the other word?
Ha.
Ha!
Bethlehism.
Beth Lewis Nguyen.
And probably saying that wrong because I believe it's Celtic.
Way wrong. But magical alphabets, which is something if you're going to be doing a lot of spell work or even meditation work.
Which
Or
the Ogum is also used as a divination rite on sticks. And you throw the sticks. And then you read how they fall and what ends where.
there are other magical alphabets. This is something I will be looking into more in the future. I kind of fascinated myself with those.
Mhm.
I didn't realize that they were so in depth.
Well, it kind of plays into that whole like spelling is magic, and so the
Right.
spelling of the words and even the speaking of words. Be careful what you say, and because you're putting it out there, which is why you shouldn't talk negative about yourself, or because you're casting a spell every time you write or say something.
Nice. I write a lot of things. Usually about whether or not I like the pen I'm writing with. But that's another story.
This pen sucks.
I've written that several times. I really like this, or this pen sucks. I have a thing about pens. I used to get a pen magazine. They don't make it anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
I know a guy who makes pens, like turns the wood.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I might want to talk to that guy.
It's been a year or so, but I was supposed to have some like Goddess Elite pens, and I still don't have them. But I'm too lazy to go to Utah and make an issue of it. But I know him personally.
So, okay, that brings us probably to runes. If we're going to start talking, which is not an alphabet. It's a language, which is a difference. Because some of the letters mean words and other ones mean letters.
Right.
But runic is a language. It is not an alphabet. And there is not an alphabet as we know it for runes. So if you're going to work with runes, you really have to kind of spend some time with that one. It's far more complicated than I thought it was going to be. I was like, oh, well, the symbol means that, and the symbol means that, and then you try and write a sentence, and it just doesn't work out.
Where do they come from?
The Celts, Germanic Celts, yeah.
And rune in German means secret.
Secret.
That's one of the reasons why my son has that name, Rune, R-U-N-E.
He's a secret?
Well, at the time I was pregnant, I didn't want the mother-in-law knowing.
Oh, so you had a secret.
Yeah, I didn't need to be told how to raise my kid by somebody who didn't raise hers.
Amen. Also sigils. How familiar are you?
Not
with
as
those?
much as I should be, honestly.
I'm not either.
Though Laura Tempest Sakharov, she's got a really good book on sigil witchery. And I find them very fascinating. I was more adept in the archangel language and writing that out than I was in the sigil craft, because I
Really?
the sigil crafting, not so much in that, because there's not just one sigil, you can make many.
There's a whole chapter in here about witchcraft and symbols appropriate to that, which I guess, okay, so this is the triple moon witchcraft. It represents the three phases of women, the
Maiden, mother, crone.
maiden, mother, crown.
Not always with the pentacle.
Not always with the pentacle.
So the star by itself is the pentagram. When it's in the circle, it's the pentacle.
No, that's backwards.
Really? Because I read it the other way, because that's how I always remembered it. The
No,
CLE
the star
with
by
the
itself
pelican.
is a pentacle. In the circle, it's a pentagram.
Really?
Yes.
You
got a book, look it up.
Because I'm like, many people.
And a pentagram is only 5 points, where a pentacle can be 5 or 6 points.
So I know, like, there's the fairy star. That's also usually in the circle.
And usually in a pentacle, because that was actually adopted from the Hebrew.
Star of David, right?
It's close to the Star of David, yeah. It will usually have either Hebrew, Kabbalah, or Latin words, Kabbalistic or Latin words inside of the pentacle. And it is used to entrap or deploy power or spirits. So I guess if you're going to summon something, you would stand on one and you would have another one. And the pentagram is supposed to contain them, or contain the power. And then it is under your control once it's been contained. But if it can get out, it will. So you have to be very careful in your drawings. Fascinating little symbol there.
Isn't it also used for protection?
A lot of times.
Yes.
Working with the different elements, because each point is an element.
The 5-point star only can be protection, fulfillment, good fortune, marriage. It's also known by the Masons as the blazing star.
Yep.
And the ancients saw it as the idea of perfection. So there's some very little fascinating tidbits. Julie says there's nothing better than a good pen. Amen. I'm telling you. There's nothing in life a good pen won't solve. No problem.
And Satanists use it, right?
No. Satanists use, okay, so
They use
normally it's point up. It's
Yeah.
inverted if you're a Satanist, so the
It's
Not
horns are
necessarily.
out.
It's not
That's
the
how they
same.
use it.
That's how
Yeah.
they use it.
They
But
use it
depending on which way you turn it is also, if you're doing the elemental work, is what element you're calling in first, if you're bringing in or
Right.
releasing.
Because the points on the star represent,
and depending on which way you start drawing the star is also which element you're bringing in first.
what is it, air, earth,
Earth, air, fire,
fire,
water,
water,
spirit.
and spirit. Yep. So those are your 5 points, earth, air, fire, water, and spirit.
So a very
Think of Da Vinci's,
the Da Vinci's Man. in
Yeah.
there. And a
the
lot of times it
vitreous,
will be,
Vitruvian Man.
overlaid on it, especially with
Yeah,
the
I've seen it a
tetragrammaton.
lot.
Which I don't think I have one. And when I do, they're tiny, but the tetragrammaton will have this with him in it, the letters of God's name. And sometimes on the back, like the pendant I have that was made for me, will have like the pyramid with the eye and like the chakra stuff on it. So there's a lot of sacred high stuff that will go on with that tetragrammaton.
Nice.
Yeah.
I want one. I'm gonna
I
have
wore
to draw
mine
my
forever,
own.
and it finally just said, I'm done. So now it lives in my mesa, in my wrapping.
Which is at home and not here, so we can't show
Right.
you.
Right.
So, okay. Pentacle, pentagram. Wands.
hmm
Wands represent, they're a symbol of authority or second sight.
And also used for directing energy
And
in working.
that's more from the stone in the wand. The wand helps you direct it. The stone is actually giving you the energy. The wand itself
Is what you beat people with.
Exactly. It's what you poke in people's eyes when they. um,
Kind of like nuns and their rulers.
Year 6.
That was their wand.
Oh. What else we got?
Used to use-
Clubs.
What are they called? Walkers or something like that?
Ooh, it's trying to fall.
Some symbols are universal, some are regional. Here, what's this one?
Thor's hammer.
Thor's hammer.
Can't say the real name. Never could. Not gonna try.
I was hoping
Doesn't it
she'd
start with
try.
M? Doesn't it start with M, Thor's hammer?
um,
We'll find out in a second.
right.
Thor's
Um,
hammer for those Celts, Norwegians, Norse. It's Norse. Norse. Now all of a sudden I'm from New York. I don't know what happened there.
Loki, Odin.
Yeah, the hammer associated with thunder, Norse god of thunder.
The only god I've been worried about lately is Vulcan. So,
So in a lot of
because of the
times,
kiln.
people will wear it as, to be protected by Thor because he's so fierce, one of the most fierce.
Warriors.
And if you're trying to align yourself with the properties of Thor, his personality, his strength, a lot of people will wear it to kind of remind themselves what they're working on.
So what's the hammer for?
It's just kind of like the symbol of him.
That actually, Thor will escort you
Mm-hmm.
to Valhalla when you die, and they use the hammer to break down the barrier between our world and Valhalla.
So you get a personal escort from Thor, and
you
not
get a
one of the
personal
Valkyries.
escort from Thor when you die into Valhalla.
I'd rather go with the Valkyries. They're pretty cool cast.
I like the
bitches.
Valkyries too. Well, they can come along. Road trip. We're going. Everybody in the car.
Right.
Don't make me come back there. Don't make me pull this car over.
And you're a fan of the Egyptian.
I am a fan of the Egyptian. You have the Egyptian eye, otherwise known as the Eye of Ra or the Eye of Horus. It depends on which way the scroll goes. So if it goes to the left, which I know on Instagram this is sometimes flipped
To the
the other
right.
way, or
Yeah.
Facebook, if it goes to the left, it is the Eye of Horus, and it is happiness and goodwill. If it goes the other way, it is the Eye of Ra, and it is protection. Ra is Horus's father, so obviously he's more important. If you want protection, you want it from the top. You don't want it from the middlemen.
From the little peon a step
Well,
down.
Yeah, no.
Now, what about the Ankh?
The Ankh is actually the symbol of Isis
And everlasting life.
and everlasting life, because she is the creator and the protector of earthly life. Isis is a very fascinating character in her own right. When she is pictured with her feathers, that means protection and like maternal,
Smothering?
not smothering, care. She's caring for you when she's pictured without it. Also, she got her wings because she learned the true name of Ra, who again was the head guy, the sun god, and that then made him her equal, or his equal. So she's up there too, but without her wings, she is just Isis, and she's in charge of the earth and its fertility and its care, its continuity.
The continuation of life.
Right.
Cue Lion King, Wheel of
The
Life music.
circle of life. And Ankh is her symbol, which is a symbol of protection, because she will care for you.
Right. No, I know in a lot of hieroglyphs, like there are pictures of people like being fed, or the Ankh, which of course is like that whole afterlife, coming back. You never really die, and then you
Right.
step over into the Egyptian Book of the Dead, which I haven't bothered reading a whole lot of because it's very, very long, and
It is
I don't have
very
time.
long.
So here we have the Celtic knot, the Trinity knot, triquetra. So you may see this in some Catholic churches. For them, it's the Father, Son, Holy Spirit.
The
with or
Holy
without-
Trinity.
Yeah, with or without the circle.
Also, if you see 3 circles intertwined, kind of like the Olympics, that's also
Kind
the
of
Holy
very
Trinity,
It's a little hard to see here just because it's etched in. There we go.
because it's gray on white.
Otherwise, for pagans, maiden, mother, crone, but then the circle is that enchantress. So it's that dark moon phase the rebirth, the coming back, the shadow part of the personality,
See.
that mysticism of how, how the moon comes back. Now, when I was studying and doing the Stregoria, that's how it was, explained to me. Wiccan might have a little bit slightly different description for this, but I liked the idea of not only that maiden mother crone, but that enchantress, the coming back, the rebirth, and that mysticism that, we all have, even males. I mean,
Yeah.
Not just a feminine thing necessarily, but yeah, that's what that is. So either, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, or maiden mother crone, that enchantress, the dark moon phase being encapsulated. Because usually in these, you don't have that dark moon, new moon really represented here. But you do in this showing here.
All
What were
right.
you looking up?
I was looking up.
She got books out.
Hindu.
Something funny's
Well,
happening over here.
I tagged a lot of pages in a lot of books.
There's a lot of little flags hanging out of books here, guys.
But yeah, there's a lot of little flags hanging out of books that I like to flag my books. Don't bend your pages, only heathens do that. So we're gonna get into Kali and Shiva.
Whoop whoop.
Whoop whoop. So this is gonna be fun. See how she's scary looking, and
Oh my God, she's so scary.
We've talked in the past about how angels are actually scary in their true form.
They are.
Apparently, Hindu gods in their true form are also scary. They have horns and extra eyes and fang teeth and extra. She's got a skirt made of arms and a necklace made of skulls. And they're let's see, her lolling tongue signifies all devouring nature. So, Kali is kind of badass. She can become all of the gods entrenched in one.
She comes to fuck shit up.
She does. She really does. She is not playing. In this picture, she's actually sitting on top of Shiva and Parvati.
Well, if they would have just done what she fucking said.
That's what I'm saying. They should have listened the first time. But Hindu gods are very, very fascinating, and they're Hindu symbols. There are a ton of Hindu symbology. Let's see. Then I have Buddhism. I think everybody knows what Buddha looks like. Oh, this is what I wanted to. The mudras. You know how you have the pack of mudras? I forgot to grab that. She does have a pack of mudra cards. In all of the pictures of Hindu gods, you always see them with their hands posed in a certain way. And those hand figures have meaning, which I didn't realize. They all...
Even a lot of Christian statuary will have
a lot.
Mary and Christ with their hands in certain
positions.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and there's meanings behind that. Yeah, probably the same as these ones.
Probably. So we've talked about mudras in the past. If you weren't here for that, I'm sorry. But we do have a deck of cards that you can use for inspiration or meditation, or just what are they for?
So like Emily Williams, she's a local author, and she put out the book and cards that we carry, and there are things to help you. And the one that stands out the most for me, actually two. And the reason why these are said to work is because how we have, reflexology, the points in the fingers,
right,
and they correspond to different parts in the body. So if you're feeling really tired, one of the things you can do is thumb to forefinger, and that will give you energy. I suck at reflexology. I can't tell you why. I just remember this is for energy.
This means something.
Now, if you need patience, this is why I always remember it. If you're feeling really agitated, angry, and you need patience, it's middle finger to thumb. And if you think about it, when we get pissed off, what do most people do? You go like this.
So just pull it back in.
Pull it back in to the thumb. It's supposed to bring in patience and calmness to you.
What all books are we looking at, ladies? Okay. Oh, okay.
First one, close. The Penguin Dictionary of Symbols.
And it is literally a dictionary. There are no pictures in that book. So
It's nothing but
it's just words.
lots and lots of words.
But it does give you a little bit of history and a really good description of whatever you'd like to look up in there, even animals, because it gets into the symbology of, the animal world, plants, we use them for several things for healing and stuff. Well, they all mean their own thing too.
Right.
So they are symbols for other things. Like I learned a little bit about clove. It was traditionally planted to mark the birth of a child, and it personified that child. If that tree was felled that produced the cloves, the child would die, supposedly. But it was costly, and so cloves then became a symbol of wealth because they were super expensive.
Which book? If it's this one, the Penguin Book of Symbology. I don't have this. I don't even know if this one's still in print. It's pretty
not.
old.
It's not in print. Check thrift books. Put it on your wish list. They'll find you a copy. I have this one. I love. This is a great couch book. Signs and Symbols. It is beautifully.
It's a DK. Those of us that have worked in the book field, DK, Dordenzy and Kingser, right?
Yes.
They are coffee table books,
These-
and their books are phenomenal.
It's just a phenomenal book. I mean, it doesn't get real in depth. So if you're really looking into something, but if you just want a brief knowledge or you just to see what some of these things look like, the pictures are just amazing in this book. There's artwork and actual photos, and it's all in full color. It's just really a great book. I like that one for just casual things. This is Buckland's Signs, Symbols, and Omens.
I should be able to get that one again.
There is a lot of information here. However, I'm not going to lie, it's a little difficult to navigate. If you're looking for something specific, it's very hard to find in this book. It's probably in here, but you're gonna take a little bit of time looking for it, especially if you don't know already
Where to even start?
Where to
for it. Like,
start.
what is it called?
like
What
if is it Norse, is it Japanese, and if you don't know, you're kind of on your own. And then,
But wait, there's more.
but wait, there's more. This book I go to a lot for candle carving. It's the Dictionary of Symbols, and this one actually has the symbols in it, what they mean. Sometimes you'll see duplicates of symbols because they do cross over to many different
Not just
civilizations. Yeah, that not just one symbol worked for just one group. I mean, other people used it too.
one, like the swastika.
Like the swastika, yeah. Or the square with a dot in the middle, or the pentagram or pentacle. So yeah, I mean this is my symbolism go-to set, and I've pieced it together over the years. But it depends, I guess, on what you're trying to do.
When we're old and get ready to kick it,
Yeah.
we should construct a room or a warehouse and just put all of the magical text we have in there.
Oh,
And
we
then-
could start our own magical library.
Right, and then we have to put in the cool moving bookcases and make it hard for people to find.
Done. I know
You
where
have to
to get
really
them.
want it to want all of the stuff that we've collected over the
I
years.
know where to get the moving bookcases. We're good. So yeah, there's some great stuff in some of these books. There's a couple I didn't bring because I don't find them to be very useful.
Helpful.
Right. Like there's the little book of magic symbols or something. It's useless. Completely useless. Signs of the zodiac, also important symbols, also very ancient. They've been writing about the stars and the zodiacs for at least 4,000 to 6,000 years. So you will find references. Sometimes you'll see them a little differently. What else? American Indian.
Yes, the other one is called Dictionary of Symbols.
Dictionary of Symbols. Yes, that one.
And that one.
And that one. We have two Dictionary of Symbols.
Because a fun fact, titles are not copywritten in the book world.
I did not know that.
Nope, that's why you can have multiple books with the same title.
This one's by W.W. Norton.
And this
that one's Penguin.
by Penguin, by a publisher.
By a publisher. The magical alphabets we talked about. Does anybody have any symbols they want us to look at or look for? Snakes are fascinating. Sometimes they're phallic, sometimes they're evil, sometimes they're
I've
just
just seen them as healing.
healing. Yep. There's a lot of weird. Some symbols go in many directions. Greek and Roman. Ouroboros. That's the snake in a circle.
Mm-hmm.
That means completion. And then the Freemasons, God, they had tons of symbols that they mostly ganked from, if you
Have other people.
yeah. And then the fish, always the fish, the secret symbol of Christians meeting in houses.
What's that bumper sticker? Like, my cat ate your fish, or my Wiccan cat ate your fish.
I don't know, but that would be really great. Chinese. Yeah, there's all kinds of crazy stuff. But just about everything is a symbol for something. I've learned that. Now I see them everywhere since I started getting into them for the candle work. I see them everywhere. I'm like, oh, look, there's the Starbucks lady has a ton of symbols in her.
Hidden around that you wouldn't even notice if you didn't know what you were looking for or at.
The Aztec and Mayans had some really awesome. I mean, I feel like their symbology was way more artistic than anyone else's. I mean, if you just look at some of the symbols they used, they were really on point with their stuff. I mean, I don't know what most of them mean, but it's so much better than, like, that's a monkey. Okay, I can see that. The eagle, I see that too. The vulture kind of looks like the eagle to me, but the rabbit, you can tell, the deer. So I guess you can tell what they are. Water is like a hand, kind of.
Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well,
Yeah,
it's got all the 5 fingers. They're just a little funky shape.
Yeah.
What's the sigil one called? What book was it of yours? They had the sigils in it?
The sigils. I thought it was this one.
I know it's not this one because there's no pictures.
It'll
no
tell you
pictures.
what's about them, though. Sigil is in there. That's the big thing. Yeah, this is omens, birds, insects, animals.
So I think maybe I do have a copy over there. Laura Tempest Sakharoff, she's got a book, Sigil Witchery.
Yes.
Which
is, I've poked around in that one. I haven't actually sat down with it, but that one looks like a fun one. It's on my list. Okay,
No?
sigils aren't in there. Just keep flipping through all the books.
This is where I need the Jeopardy. No, because we would get in trouble. Like, cue the Jeopardy song, but then we get in trouble.
We already get in trouble.
Can't hold us down, man.
It's not in here either. I'm sure everybody tuned in to watch me look at books. Okay, that's the glossary, not an index.
You're being judged at how thorough your research is here. Like, are you looking as pensive as you should while looking for your books?
Yeah, I don't know. Probably not. Here's flags. Where did we see? That was just in my notes, wasn't it?
No clue. There's not enough coffee today, to be honest with you.
That's
What's the meaning behind dark circles under the eyes?
I'm gonna
That's
say
my symbol today.
you are in need of a nap.
A nap would be great.
Okay, I'm sorry. I've had a weird day, and I don't know where the sigils went. I spent 4 hours at the vet today, but you have to sit in your car because you're not allowed in the building. So it was, and my car, I've learned, is really not that comfortable.
Not after 4 hours.
Not after, yeah, not after an hour. I don't remember where the sigils were. Sorry. I'm fired. Oh yeah, and this dictionary of symbols actually, which I found funny, has a graphic index in the back where you can kind of flip through the.
Oh, well, that's
see-
kind of helpful.
Yeah,
to
that
where if you
is.
know, if you've seen it, but you don't know what it's called.
Right, you
Which I
can-
think is most people.
Instead of going page by page, you can kind of flip through the graphic index and go, oh, look, there it is on that page.
No, that's brilliant.
Yeah,
That's fucking brilliant.
it kind of is. I mean, not gonna
Kudos
lie.
to them for doing that.
So that is why this one is my go-to when I'm doing candles, because I don't always have time to research the symbol I want to use or to go to a country or, do they have a symbol for this? Okay, what is it? I don't, who's got that kind of time?
Not me.
Not me.
I don't even have time for a nap.
I don't even have time to pet my chickens. They were
Chickens.
yelling at me today. Yelling.
It's okay. Sid tried to come to work with me today. He was trying to sneak out the
Oh,
door.
I was supposed to bring Dot today. I forgot.
But he lies because he acts like he wants to come. And the couple times that I brought him here, he gets freaked out and he like squirrels himself away behind the register up in the shelving and will not
He
come out
doesn't
all
like
day.
it here.
So I'm like, you lie. You don't really want to come.
He just wants to go for a car ride. Maybe we should just take him for a ride.
He'll just sit on the floorboard and sleep. So he's not even enjoying the ride. He's just a liar. He's not really wanting to go
He is a
anywhere.
cat. Just to be clear.
He is. He is. He is a cat.
We have a cat who tries to trick everyone into thinking no one's fed her.
Oh, that's him too.
Yeah.
His pitiful, pitiful lies.
Yeah. Chubby Cuddles.
She's not even fat.
Sid's
She's
not
just
fat
big.
anymore.
I didn't think he was fat to begin with.
Oh, he used to be. Not
He's
quite
chubby.
basketball fat, but like,
Poofy.
He's chubby.
when he would run
He
up the
wasn't
stairs.
fat, he's fluffy.
The one of the nights he ran up the stairs after me, I was on the phone and had the door shut. And as I was walking around my bed, I thought somebody broke into the house and came running up the stairs. Like I expected to find a human, like with the gun in my house, and it was my fat ass cat. That's how fat he was to run up the stairs.
I love your cat so much.
What is the title of that book again? Okay, so we have two dictionary of symbols. I have this one and this one. This is the one with the actual picture index.
yeah.
Kind of the favorite right here, in my opinion.
Yeah, I always kind of lean towards this one. If I need to know what this symbol means, I go to this one.
Mhm.
And then we have Signs, Symbols, and Omens by Buckland, which is, it's all right. It's not too bad.
But that's where you're going to find, where were those artistic ones?
The Incan,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's where you're going to find the
Yeah.
Incan.
there we go, or Aztecan. The Aztecan stuff. Yeah, they're it's a decent book. I just don't like the way it's arranged, I guess, is my problem. It's not
Where was
handy
their editor?
if you're looking to look something up. If you want to read about it and, okay, that's great. It's good for that. But if you need to know something like now, forget it.
You're not going to get it now.
You're done.
Maybe in 2 days after you find it.
And then the Signs and Symbols, an illustrated guide to their origins and meanings. This is a DK book. I honestly don't know if it is still in print or not. It might be.
Let me check my distributors.
We're checking. But
Hold, please.
yeah, I love this book. It doesn't have all the symbols in it you would want if you're trying to do something, but if you're really trying to get an idea of different nationalities, their symbolism, what they use, just it's really great. And the pictures are just amazing. I'm telling you, I just love sitting on the couch flipping through this book.
Well, that's
It's
the
even
cool
like
thing about
a
DK.
whole section on tarot and palmistry. It's very thorough in the fact that it goes through almost all the different kinds of symbols, not just, certain ones.
Oh, well, here's a fun fact, guys. This one I can probably get again. Would be $26. It's got a different cover to it now.
Okay.
Checking on everybody's favorite, if I can get that one.
Yeah. The fun one again even has like the flag symbols if you want to know how to wave down a plane or football calls. I'm
Really?
really.
So anybody who needs to learn football for somebody that
Cricket.
you're dating,
If you want to
here's
be
your
a
book.
cricket umpire, it's right here. Here's all the things you need to know.
That's great.
It is great. I'm telling you, this is a great book. I just love it.
We went from symbol meaning to like book review.
Book review. Yeah, we always end up at book review.
I'm noticing a pattern. All right, so there's one of these available in the warehouse, guys. It's going in the cart. Gonna order it. Hopefully, it shows up.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. I like that one.
That one. Dictionary.
Oh,
of-
yin and yang. We didn't go over that. I mean, I'm sure everyone knows that, it's the symbol of life and it represents the resolution of opposites or balance.
Mhm.
And there you have it. It's Chinese. Yin, yang. Which one's which?
No clue.
Me neither. Okay.
What does the book say?
Um,
Does it tell us which?
it does not.
Once upon a time, I think the yin was the dark and the yang was the lighter, and male was yin and yang was female. I could be wrong. It's been a minute.
Oh, this book even tells you the color codes on your fire extinguisher. I just love this book. So it tells you the symbolism of colors. Yeah, it's just a cool book. It really is. Plus the pictures. I love pictures.
Well, that was the cool thing about DK. Like they were known as the coffee table picture book. Like it's
That's
very
true.
visual, engaging,
And they make
stimulating.
great kids books too, like kids educational books. I never, like when the kids would come in the bookstore, I never hesitated if they said I want this one, because I always knew that was going to be, it'll entertain them for a while.
It's a
Maths.
kick-ass British publisher.
Are they British?
Mm-hmm.
I guess I didn't realize that.
Pretty sure if I remember right. It's been a minute since the Borders days.
I missed Borders.
eBay has all of these books if anyone's looking, but the cover on the Penguin Dictionary of Symbols is different.
It's more of a white cover. Because that's the fun thing publishers will do if they put out a new edition of a book
They change
or
it.
they slow it down.
That makes me crazy.
They change the cover.
I hate that. Because I'm looking for something in particular, and then they changed it on me, and now I don't know.
Right.
Is that it? Is that not it? Did they change
There's
the
Thor's
inside
hammer.
too? There's Thor's hammer. All right. Its Nordic name is Mjolnir.
Haha, you tried it.
Mjolnir. It means lightning. The hammer was always on target and returned after being thrown.
Boomerang.
It was miniature ones were popular Viking amulets and rivaled the Christian cross. So there you have it.
Have you seen that other meme where it's a picture of Thor with the hammer over his shoulder and it said, "My Viking god nailed your god to a cross"?
No, I
Yeah.
have not.
I had some family members get mad at that years ago when I shared it.
I could see where that happens. It's easier if you just don't talk to your family.
I like most of my family. I think they just kind of go, when it comes to me.
She's the strange one.
I am. I'm the
But lovable. Alchemy. Alchemy has tons of symbols, tons and tons, and they share the earth, water, air, fire symbols with the witchcraft symbols. So those are the same. I just found out that my logo for my company, it means silver in alchemy, which I like because I like silver. Obviously, I'm covered in it.
And
So-
silver is usually represented with the moon.
With the moon, yeah.
And so it makes sense since you're a crystal moon candle.
Exactly. Chinese horoscopes in here. I'm a boar. My ex-husband is cock.
One.
Chuck.
I'm going to leave that one alone. I'm just going to walk away
Let that
from that
slide.
one. It does not need to be addressed at all.
It says it all. It says it all right there. I don't have to say anything else. Oh, cauldrons have a meaning. They are highly significant. What do they represent?
Oh, lots of things. Birth, alchemy,
The
mixing,
womb.
that too.
It is the womb. When in use, it signifies the 4 elements.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and that's another one you see a lot in here.
Oh,
The
Mother
goddess with a spiral, mother goddess, fertility. And I like to remind people, like, it's not always fertility just for popping out offspring. It could be the beginning of new things, jobs, creativity for art projects, things like that. It's kind of evolved just out of popping out babies.
See, this says it was based on the Egyptian mother goddess, Cernunnos. The horned god is her consort. So,
Mhm.
yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. And then here's the horned god's symbol. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, that's the symbol for him. You'll see him over in the store if you come in, if you live close. Satan and demons. I don't need to get into demons. Exorcism. There you go.
That's a whole other show in and of itself.
That it really is. Okay, yeah. The inverted pentagram is the sigil of Baphomet. So now you know.
Which she is not, or it's actually androgynous. Really wasn't a satanic thing.
It is the 3 downward points of Baphomet signify the rejected Christian Trinity, and the 2 upward points are the horns of the goat face, which symbolize carnality. So it doesn't actually say
that's the skewed version.
Okay.
How you have like male and female, there's the male and then like the breast, the female. It's like this balance, and then as above, so below. The children, the showing of the ages. It was actually a symbol used a lot with the guys that were murdered on Friday the 13th. Why everybody thinks Friday the 13th is bad in France by the French king.
Louis the
No, the shit. They had all the money and the king owed them money, but he needed more. So he slaughtered them all to be able to take it over. All of their treasures are supposedly hidden. They think.
Didn't like every king everywhere do that?
I need more coffee, guys. But they use Baphomet a lot. And it's kind of been one of those symbols that have been taken over, used in a completely different way than what it was originally meant to be.
If any of you practice voodoo,
The Veves. Those are fun.
Yeah, that is some complicated symbolism in there. If you're learning to draw these, more power to you. I don't think I could do it.
And then each of the, they're not Orishas, they are Loa.
Loa.
And each Loa has their own Veve for, not summoning, but damn it.
To manifest
Yeah.
itself in a number of different ways. They are mysteries. The literal definition of Loa is mysteries. Each one is the ancestral spirit of some magnitude. There you go.
Mm-hmm. Again, not a religion that is evil or, but it gets a bad rap in a lot of movies because it's not understood very well. So it's easy to distort something that nobody knows about.
Bad movie starring Mickey Rourke. Who I saw a picture of the other day, and he looks even worse. I didn't know that was possible, but he needs to lay off the plastic surgery. That's really, I know his face got messed up in a car or a motorcycle accident, and then he was boxing and it got messed up more, and he just keeps having surgeries, but it just seems to get worse and worse every time.
What are you talking about?
Mickey Rourke, you're too young.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know who that is.
He was in a lot of soft porn movies.
So I guess, it's already 8:15.
It's 8:15. Oh my goodness.
So if somebody has any questions or other symbols they want us to look
We're
up.
happy to take them. If not, feel free to send us a message and we'll be happy to look it up for you. But I always say that. No one ever does.
I feel neglected.
I do too, a little bit. Then again, I'm kind of busy, so I guess it's okay.
We'll get over it.
We'll get over it if we ever really thought about it.
Right.
Well, it's been good seeing everybody. I haven't been around much lately. It's been a little crazy around here.
She acts like she's busy
I know.
making candles and things.
3 jobs, I'm not busy. 3 jobs, 30 animals. We lost Instagram.
And done.
And done. Well, then I'm going to say goodnight to Facebook. And again, we will miss you. We'll see you next week when we will be talking about something else exciting and fun besides coffee. Although we might talk about coffee too.
We kind of gotten away from our wine.
I know.
In the
I don't
beginning.
like that.
Started off with wine and
Especially after I found out they have wine in a can now. We haven't even tried that.
This is true.
We're slacking.
We are.
We're slackers. We're going to change the name of the show.
The metaphysical slackers.
Yes.
That could work.
It could
That's so fitting. Truth.
All right.
So much truth in that statement.
Good night, everybody.
Night, guys.